Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. I'm so glad you're here with me. Thank you so much for listening to this 5-minute-a-day podcast, because remember, that's what we do here on Daily Dose Radio. It's 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week, studying the Psalms verse by verse. That's all we do. Verse by verse through the Psalms. It takes us about 4 years to do that. And so we're on our third trip through the Psalter. We're in season number 3. This is volume 3. And we're looking today at Psalm 119, verses 150 and 151. And boy, we have a good word here. You know, we've been talking about this idea of prayer, and the key word, the Hebrew word, has been to call out or to cry out. And that's how this particular section begins, this octenary in the Kof division. It begins with this idea of crying out to the Lord. So that's why I say this theme is about prayer. But when we come down here to 150 and 151, we change our word, and now instead of it being about prayer, it's about drawing near, which is really about prayer as well, isn't it? Because when you pray, what are you doing? Well, you're drawing near to the Lord, aren't you? Well, that's exactly what the psalmist is communicating here in these two verses, 150 and 151. But he does it in a very unusual way. He says, he begins with, there in 150, and let me read these two verses for us. Those who follow after their evil plan draw near. From your law they wholly abstain. You are near, O Lord, so all your commandments are true. Now that's my translation. Let me read it from the King James. They draw nigh that follow after mischief. They are far from your law. You are near, O Lord, and all thy commandments are true. Okay, so you see how he contrasts the nearness of the Lord with the nearness of the enemies. Those who follow after their evil plans, or as the King James puts it, they follow after mischief. Yeah, I like King James language a little bit better there, don't you? They follow after mischief. Of course they do, because that's what they're bent to do. It's what they do for themselves, is follow after mischief. Now these people, whoever these people are, the wicked who are in the earth, these people we've been sort of setting ourselves up for this statement. In the previous two sections, in 136, we had, well, let me just turn back there real quick. In 136, we had him say, channels of water flow from my eyes concerning those who do not keep your law. Remember that? So he's crying out for those who do not keep the law. And then that's in the pay division, verse 136. And then you turn over to the Sadi division in 139. He says, my zeal has made an end of me, for my adversaries have forgotten your words. Okay. Well, now he says, those who follow after their evil plans or their mischief, well, they draw near and they have forgotten, or they wholly abstain from. I like my translation there a little bit. They wholly abstain from your word or your law. Isn't it interesting that while the wicked draw near to something, they pull away from, they wholly abstain from God's law? Well, that's what makes them wicked, isn't it? They're not following after the way of the Lord, not even trying. As a matter of fact, they are contrary to it and have set themselves in a vow of some kind to be against it. So those who follow after the evil plans draw near, for they wholly abstain from the law. But then notice verse 51, you are near. You are near, O Lord. I love the way the King James puts it. Thou art near, O Lord. See, they draw near. The wicked, the mischief makers, they draw near. They don't draw near to the word, but they draw near to me to make mischief. But you're near. See, the nearness of God is contrasted here between the wicked and between the Lord. And why do we have nearness? We have nearness with the Lord because of prayer, because of meditation. See, he's ready for the wicked to draw near because he knows the Lord is near. And how did he learn that? He learned that because of prayer. All your commandments are true. They don't acknowledge that. As a matter of fact, they reject it. But he says, all your commandments are true. You draw near. They wholly abstain. All right. Join me again tomorrow. We're going to look at verse 152 here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.